Good morning, everyone. Right, that's starting. I never okay, please try again later.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So it's not showing up on mine though. I have done. There we are. Hiya, George, how are you? All right, we had a little slight technical error there. Nothing that I couldn't sort out. How is everyone today? Hiya, Emma, how are you? I've just posted a lovely chocolate cake on Emma's timeline just to what Kate had posted. It looked gorgeous, Emma. I don't know about you. But it absolutely looked to die for. I'm not attempting that. That's one thing I will say. I'm not attempting that. So are you back at school now, George? Hiya, Carolyn, how are you? Mr. Chris over there is trying to wind Mrs. Emma up by saying yeah, Mr. Innocent all over there.
I'm a good boy.
Saying that he might have some more drizzle. So I think he's only doing that, Emma, to wind you up. Yeah, that's what I thought, Emma. I thought it's like a chocolate overload, isn't it? Shut your face, Chris. I ain't got a guest on today. I will be doing a vlog sometime over the weekend. I've decided it's called a German apple cake, something like that. But it's like just sponge, but it's got apples on top. So it's sort of fattening but healthy on, you know. if you get my meaning. Not exactly healthy, but it's Dennis. I've got Dennis on brain, Emma. George says his channel is being reviewed for monetization. Well, this is the thing, Emma. You know the live stream that I did when Dennis came the other day. When I shut it down, it says may not be suitable for advertisement, because you can like put your ads in between. So you can ask for a manual review. Now, I did that. I asked for a manual review. It's come up this morning. After having reviewed it, we've deemed it not suitable for advertisements. So why that is, I don't know. So, you know, I don't know. Has somebody flagged it? Has somebody complained? I don't know. But funny thing is, normally how can you resist after seeing him? But yeah, so it's Dennis's fault that I can't get paid on that live stream. It's all Dennis's fault. I'll tell him I'm blaming him. So yeah. It all depends, George, I've heard.
Hey, Charlie's
Hiya, bossy. Not well, it is Cherry, but bossy anyway. I don't know, Emma. I'm assuming somebody's complained or made a complaint. I don't know. They don't tell you why, but it came up as not suitable for advertisements. So I asked for a review of it, and normally the next day it's gone back to normal. But this morning I checked and it says after manual review, it's been deemed not suitable for advertisers. So I don't know.
What did you do? Take the clothes off or something?
No. As I say, I don't know why they don't give you a reason why. I'm assuming it's well, that's it. Same as Emma says, when Bella came to visit, we had her on when she visited, and it says maybe it's because of the lovely kiss. Don't know. I haven't got a clue. They don't give you a reason why. Probably some sad person's complained. I don't know. That's the thing. They don't tell you why. I mean, which I think they should do. I think they should tell you why they deem it not suitable for, putting ads in it. I don't know, but they don't actually give you a reason why. So I'm just assuming somebody's made a complaint, somebody's flagged it. The funny thing is, I've noticed recently that I've been getting, like, on the live streams, thumbs down. But that one, I didn't get any. So, who's going to work it out? Don't know. Yeah. Same as I said to Chris, I ain't bothered. I'm monetized. It's just one video after every single video I've done. I've probably done about 300, 400 videos. That's the only one that they've deemed not suitable for advertisement. But yeah, same as I said to Chris, it is what it is, small-minded people and all that, that's the only thing I can see. And going back to George's question, I think it only took them 4 weeks for me to get monetized. But I was just about to say that. Shut your gob, Mr. P. I said that without moving my mouth. But I have known people waiting months. Bubbles artwork. Yeah. So it varies, George. It all depends. They look and they say, well, he's consistent, he's getting, I don't know. Yet Dennis got more or less this straight away. I mean, Emerald will vouch for that. More or less, he has to be monetized and more or less got it straight away. So it is. I forgot to come for a sock in it. Oh, did you take the phone with you?
I did.
It's all right. I've asked Chris to take the phone because Callum's GP rang yesterday to see if we'd heard from the hospital, and I says no, not since they phoned last Thursday. So she says, well, could you ring them in the morning and see, what have I walked into? Nothing. I'm just talking about when Dennis came on Wednesday. Yeah, Cheery says contact you two through Twitter. Even manual reviews get it wrong. Same as I say, we're just discussing that when Dennis came the other day on Wednesday, when I did the live stream on Wednesday, I got a message saying it's not suitable for advertisements and asked for a manual review. Now, normally, I've had that before. You ask for a review and then you get an email saying, yes, it's suitable for advertising. But this morning, I checked and it says after manual review, it's still deemed not suitable for advertisements. So they don't give a reason why. Yeah, I knew it were only, it weren't very long, Emma. So you know, I've heard people waiting months. I've heard, you know, mine were about 4 weeks. I think it all depends. So it's just a case you'll get an email. But I actually found out that I was monetized because
Bella.
yeah, me and Bella were on a live stream and she says, oh, I had to watch it. I had to watch an advertisement, she says, before it started. So that's how I knew I were monetized. And that was actually before I got the email to say, you are now monetized. Yeah, yeah. It isn't all that long anyway, George. Oh, it says, I've seen manual reviews get manual reviewed again and accepted. Same as I say, I don't know. I'm not particularly bothered. You know, it's just one video, but it's irking me, if you know what I mean, that why, you know, that they don't give you a reason why, you know, oh, you will be, George, because you've had fantastic views on your videos. You know, I can't see any reason why not. So, but yeah, the thing, it's just irking me, the reason why, has somebody complained, has somebody, you know, put a complaint in or whatever, don't bother me. It's just the fact that I don't understand why. So yeah, so going back to the phone call that we're waiting for. I'm a child, they might not. You see, the thing is, George, in most of your videos, it's not that you're on your own. Your dad's always with you. So I don't know. I don't really know much about it, really. So going back to the story again, the doctor rang me yesterday, asked me if I'd heard anything more about this biopsy that Callum's supposed to be going for. I says no. I says since the secretary rang me last week, I've not heard anything. So she says, well, I'd leave it till it morning and then I'd give him a ring back. So basically, I've rung the person that she actually spoke to, and she says she was going to get in touch with the radiology department, see how long we've got to wait. So she says, I'll give you a ring back in a little while. Yeah, same as I say, it's talk of the devil and the sure to appear. Karate Kid. Has it? No, it's still the same, George. When he went for the ultrasound, it'll be 2 weeks on Tuesday. Now you can clearly see it, and it's about 3 centimeters. Now I've been feeling about this morning about it, and it's still about the same. So it's not got. Hi, top shooter. Hi, Carl. How are you? I only leaving it left a comment this morning, and I says. I hadn't seen him in a while, so it's great that you're in, Carl. Oh, I waited for my community tab for over 6 weeks on this channel. I don't understand that. What is that community tab?
It's basically post updates and stuff with your videos on. I've got it.
I don't think I've got it.
No, I think it's when you get 2,000.
Well, she said. Cheery says, I waited for my community tab for over 6 weeks on this channel and I'm well over 1K. Received it last week. Oh. So, I mean, I'm 1,500. So, I'm a lot better now, Carl. I went through a stage where I was getting dizzy spells and everything. I almost fainted. Went to the doctors and my blood pressure had dropped. Now, I've been on blood pressure medication for years. So, she couldn't understand why all of a sudden my blood pressure dropped, but she took 2 tablets off me, dropped me blood pressure medication, and touch wood, I've been all right. Oh, George has been given community tab. Well, why ain't I got it then?
Oh,
Yeah, I don't even know how to apply for
I
it.
don't think you've got to apply. I never applied for it. Did
Oh, no idea then.
your community place.
So anyway, going back to that, I'm all right now, touch wood. But we've had a bit of an health scare with Callum. He's had this lump come on his neck. He's had blood tests, they come back all right. He's had the camera down his nose, that's come back all right. He went for an ultrasound, it was confirmed that it's a swollen lymph gland, and we're just waiting now for a biopsy. He's got to have a biopsy on it. Yeah, yeah, George says, you have it, Jeanette. Oh. I'm not very technological, as people know.
It's a community place.
So it's probably there, and I've not seen it's there, if you know what I mean. So yeah, so that's the story so far. We're just waiting her a biopsy. We're waiting her a phone call because she's supposed to be ringing us back. So yeah, so that's just the worry at the moment. It's Callum more than anything. But yeah, I mean, as people know, oh, you can write stuff on it. Oh,
yeah, write stuff on it. You can post your videos on it, post other people's videos on it.
Oh.
It told us to support us.
Well, as people know, I'm a technophobe, so I haven't got a clue. Don't know what it does or what you do with it. So
it's like a mini Facebook wall.
Yeah, a bit like, yeah, Georgia says a bit like Facebook. Well, Mr. P will have to give me a tutorial on it because I haven't got a clue. So I'll just finish me cappuccinos because they haven't got any lattes.
No, that was another one.
Bossy says I hate chatting on my phone, so awkward. So yeah.
All these dodgy sex lines that you're in from their bossy, is it? Is that like
so
awkward?
So yes, it's Mr. DJM Films' fault that I can't get advertisements on that video. Oh yeah, George says do a video tutorial on it and post it in here, or he could post it in the group, or do a switch short tutorial on. Because as I say, I haven't got a clue. As people know, I can't even edit, but people keep picking at me to learn how to edit. So yeah, I hope you're still here, Carl, and yeah.
My logo on my ID now.
I don't know. You see, this is the thing, Dennis. They don't give you a reason. Some as I say, once it had processed and everything, it came up not suitable. And as you know, you get like a $sign in a circle. If it's okay, it's a green one. But this were like an amber one. Hey, oh, Benny's on windowsill again. And it says not suitable for advertisement or advertisers. Request a review. So that's what I did. Normally it's gone back to normal, but this morning I looked and it says it just says after manual review it's deemed not suitable for advertisements, but it don't give you a reason why. Lol, not my own channel, but your channel where it says my. Oh yeah, I'll have to have a look. I'll have to have a quick gander and mess about with it in a bit. So yeah, so that's where we're at the moment. Chris has got the arse phone over there because they're supposed to be ringing. I'm just going to check my phone. No, I've not had a phone call on here. So I've not. So yeah, same as I've said, I'm not too fussed. You can also email YouTube support directly through Google. So, you know, with I mean, you know my attitude towards it. If small-minded people want to complain, you know, so be it. You know, I couldn't give a monkey's. You know, it's just one video. Because before, when it's done it, it's been, you know, you've either got something in the title or whatever. You just ask for a manual review, and the next morning it's back to normal. But on this particular occasion, it wasn't. So I don't know. So, you know, it is what it is. It's just the one video. You know, but you know, I mean, you'd think they'd tell you why. You know, either we've had a complaint or somebody's flagged you because of this or somebody's complained because of that. You know what I mean? It's all right, Dennis. Same as I say, I'm not all that particularly bothered. It's just one video. You know, it's like Chris having to re-edit it and whatever. It's a lot of trouble. I'd sooner just leave it and you know, let them get on with it, so to speak. It's just the one video, so it don't make no. I'll just delete Dennis altogether. But yeah, you know, it's just one video. That's you know not going to make a deal of difference. So I'm not fussed either way. You know what I mean? So you know, it is what it is. You know. Um, but you know, it's in my mind. We were celebrating the fact that Dennis had come up to visit us. You know what I mean? What's wrong with that? You know what I mean? This is the thing that's aching me the most is why? Why is it not suitable for advertisers? You know, if they give you a reason, then you could understand, but they don't give you a reason, and it's that's the thing that's getting to me the most, not knowing why. Hi, Rodney, how are you? Nice to see you here. So, I don't know, but hey ho, onwards and upwards, as they say. You know, but it's just the one video, so higher Rodders. Oh dear. So yeah, apparently we're in for Storm Hannah. 70-mile-an-hour winds and torrential rain, and it thundered again yesterday. So, but I said to Chris, you won't believe, just a few days ago they're in t-shirts and shorts, and this morning it was that blooming cold that we've had to have heating on. Yeah, we fine. We're plodding along, as they say. So yeah.
Pixie, just drones and cameras.
Just drones and cameras is Pixie, by the way, Rodney. He's changed his channel name. So yeah. You know, same as I says, you wouldn't believe just a few days ago, they're in t-shirts and shorts. to today, yeah, sun's out, but it's very windy and it's not very warm, and we've had to put the heating on for a little bit. So we, you know, we all set for Storm Hannah, I think they've called it. So and then they wonder why there's so many bugs going about, because you're going from one extreme to other. Lovely and sunny, lovely and warm in 20s to 6 degrees it is now. Yeah, well, that's what it's saying on mine. I'm doing it now. Oh, it's gone up to 12 actually. So we're in double digits at the moment. But yeah, from going like 20, 22 right down to 12 degrees. It's hi Marcel, how are you? So yeah, so the weather's a bit being a bit temperamental at the moment. Even though the sun's, as I say, even though the sun's it's not very warm. I had no idea. Met Office, I would imagine. It says, I wonder who names the storms. Might be someone that hates it. Anna. No, because what they do here in the UK, Bossy, is they go through the letters of the alphabet. Now, last time I think it was Gary or Gareth or something like that. So
Callum, other day.
Oh yeah, and then it were before that it was some Callum, and you know they go in like alphabetical order. So next time we have a storm, it'll be Storm Jeanette or Jennifer or so, you know, and so forth and so forth. They name it like in alphabetical order. Pixie will be named after a storm. But yeah, that's what they do. They name it in like, you know, next one will be J, K, L, M, and so forth, till they get back to, you know, A's and just name it after different names. But yeah, one was when it was C, it was Callum. So Callum had a storm named after him. But living the dream. Unfortunately, the dream is saying I need to get back to work. Okay, then, Rodney. Thank you for joining me, and I do appreciate it. So, so yeah. I mean, the people at the Met Office come up with that bright idea. I don't know. I wonder if Elizabeth will get a mention.
I've had a storm, Elizabeth.
Probably.
Yeah, they are. Fast.
Some, as I say, they never name the same storm twice. They just come up with different names for different letters of alphabet.
What they're going to do when they get to Z is they call it Xylophone.
It's time to pretend I'm working. Hiya, Ian, how are you?
Ian Matthews, man in the shed.
Oh, it says, I've got my passport out. I'm going over the Pennines today, off to York for weekend. And had my jabs as well. They probably have had a storm named Emma. Dennis has put they should name it Storm Emma, because if I leave something out, she goes all tornado on me. Bye, Rodney. Thank you for coming in.
Here, Rodders.
So I would imagine sooner or later, you know, we'll have a Storm Jeanette or
Storm Nettie.
You know, You have that right, Mr. McCullum. But so yeah, so there you go. You now know the story behind the naming of the naming of the storms. So you know, I mean, I don't know whether they do these ZX and whatever. I don't know, but I do know that it's like goes in alphabetical order. So no, I's after H, isn't it? Pardon me. Yeah. So when it comes to J, you never know, they might name it Jeanette. But I mean, I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing to have a storm named after you. So I mean, I look at it this way: it's either cold or hot, or just somewhere in between. So you know, I mean, I know, you know, in America they've been having like snow and all sorts, torrential rain. They've had the torrential rain in Australia.
I better ride than it.
If they do, Chris, you better ride. Emma's having a go at Dennis now, saying that name a storm after Dennis, because when he farts, bloody hell, it's like a triple tornado. So yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that one, Emma. All men are the same. So and Chris is on about it will be either a good weekend or yeah, he's on about football as usual. They're actually going to the match tomorrow because it's the last home game. Is your last game away?
Yeah, Stoke.
Yeah. So there's like
win and Leeds lose, we're promoted.
Yeah. It's basically said that if their team win and Leeds United lowers, they're going up to the Premiership, but they're not counting the chickens.
No.
And he did say weeks and weeks ago, I think it'll go down right down to the wire. So yes, so they are going to the match tomorrow because it's the last home game of the season. The very last game is next week, which is away at Stoke. So it's a case of waiting and seeing, really. So I've got the tops out, I've got the lucky socks out. They just need the lucky pants and everything because they go through they go through this ritual. Chris has got to drink out his Sheffield United mug. They've got to have these particular shirts on. They've got to have the lucky socks on. You know. So yeah, I'm sure everybody will be rooting for you.
I'm sure they will.
But thing is, it does go in some of these forums. You know, the Sheffield United forums, and it's a bit what's it because some of them have a go at others because they're saying, well, you're not a true supporter because you don't go to every game, blah, blah, blah. Any update on Meetup? People were asking about this the other day, Carl. We need everybody together because most of the organising were left down to me last time. It weren't very organised. So we need everybody that's sort of interested in going, like doing a group hangout, you know, where do we think's an appropriate location, We want a place where the guys can go and fly the drones. We want somewhere like a picnic in the park where we can have picnics and everybody brings something to the table, let's just say.
I think you should your first video with me. What?
Me, when I says about editing, learning to edit.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's like Ian, he's just out road, and Ricky Dove's just out road, and of the good ones that just out road. You know, we've got quite a few now that are quite local to us, but it's like people that have got to come from further afield. We want somewhere that's central, you know, that, like, let's say, and got me driving for about 4 or 5 hours to get to it. We want somewhere that's accessible for everyone, where the ladies that, you know, we can sit and have a natter, and the guys that have got drones can go out flying the drones. It needs a bit better organising than it were last time. Don't think I can add tags to my videos because I upload them on iPad. I haven't got a clue, George, on that one.
Oh, you'll be fine no matter where you upload them from, mate.
There isn't an option to add tags. I looked when I uploaded my last video. There again, George, I haven't got a clue. I haven't got a clue.
If you go on Google Chrome, click on the top right hand corner where it says bookmarks, scroll down and it should say desktop with a little box. Click on that and it'll take it like you it'll change page so you like on a computer, and then you should be able to get to your video manager that way. Well, that's what it does on my phone. I don't know about iPad, so I'm assuming it's the same.
So, did you get all that, George? I mean, if you you know, just message Chris, or, you know, ask him to explain it either in group or on Messenger or whatever. I mean, same as I say, there again, I don't know. So, £50. Yeah. Same as I say, Chris knows a lot more than what I do. I mean, same as I say, I'm not very technological. So it took me a few times to even sort of know how to go live and use Google Hangouts, etc., etc. But, you know, the more you use it, the, you know, as they say, the better at it. Can I add tags to videos I've already uploaded?
Yes.
Yes. There you go. No, that shouldn't be £50 per advice. It should be £50 per minute. You know, like these advice lines, you know, or is it £1.50 a minute or whatever? That's mates rates. If you're right asking me for advice, I'd be saying, I ain't got a clue. I ain't got a clue. Don't ask me. I ain't got a clue. Don't ask me. So yeah, you know, like sex lines. Oh dear. She says, seeing as I'm your second wife, I should get a discount. Oh dear. Hey, that's no, I forgot to tell you. Because when you and Dennis went to flying a drone the other day, Ian says, does that mean you're all on your own? And I went, yeah. He says, put kettle on. He says, I'm just getting in my car.
Oh, that's why I went out to the phone then.
I mean, we had to laugh about it. Chris went to pick Callum up from school, and Dennis says, "Well, you know, I've got to be going for at least 3 o'clock." So I says, "Well, I'll stay here with Dennis. You go pick Callum up." And he says, "I phoned you twice and you hadn't answered." And we made this joke. I went, "Quick, Dennis, get your socks on." Oh dear. But it's nice when you can laugh about things like that. You know what I mean? We had a fantastic day when Dennis come up the other day. But yeah, Chris kept saying, "I know why you didn't answer the phone." He says, "Why you out of breath?" And things like that. And we had a right laugh about it. So yeah, so I sort of wound him up, and I went, "Quick, Dennis," and he says, he sort of said it background, Dennis did. He says, "Oh, by the way, Chris," he says, "I've lost one of my socks." He says, "If you find it, send it me in post." Hey, there you go. He says, "Did you find my socks, Chris? I need them back." He says he had time to take his socks off. Oh dear. But it's nice when it's like that, when you can have a laugh and a joke. You know what I mean? It came out all commando, so you best get looking, Chris. Oh dear, Emma, stop making me laugh. Oh dear, my eyes is running as it is. Oh dear. But yeah, it's been nice. I mean, it'd be nice for everybody, that's in here regular, Ian and Ricky and everybody else. If we could all get together, and have a laugh and a joke, and I mean, like Ricky's just got a drone, so he could go out with the lads. You know what I mean? I've got them on as well, Chris. um, I mean, same as I always say, it's all right, like we've seen Dennis in his films, or on people's live streams. I've seen Ian, um, Keith, and everybody else, but it's not like meeting them in person. Um, so it's like, if it weren't for YouTube, we wouldn't have made such fantastic friends. I mean, Bella and Baz has been up here. Keith and Aerial Views and Histories and Craig's has been up here. You know what I mean? It's like actually not putting a face to, but actually meeting them in person. It's on a more personal level when you actually meet that person. The same as I said the other day to Dennis, I says, "I'm not one of these that get all dolled up to come on a live stream. What you see is what you get." I need to come up there now. But you know what I mean? What you see is what you get. I don't put no airs and graces on. I say it as I see it. And I've often been told that because I'm so down to earth, RC dude, how are you? Because I'm so down to earth and I don't put no airs and graces on, people can relate to me. I mean, even Easy said before, it's like you're sitting in my living room, like talking to me, if you know what I mean. So, I can't see the point in making out you something that you're not. It's a good job I can translate that one, Ian. I take it you mean hey, but you know what I mean. It's all right, man. I'm having a bad hair day. I've got pieces sticking up all over the place. You know what I mean? What you're seeing is what you get. I mean, Dennis will vouch for that. like I'm talking to you now, I was talking to Dennis like that the other day. So yeah, it's if let's say you were to come, I know Mr. Pixie wears a blonde wig. Well, he's getting not saying what you are, Ian. He's losing it fast. He's got the bald patch on top. So yeah, I mean, I sit having a fag on live streams. I drink my coffee, and I'm just like that in normal life. You know what I mean? I don't put any airs, no airs and graces on. What you see is what you get. So the plan is that I mean, I don't know when this is going to happen, but next time Bella and Baz are on about coming up to us on the train, and Emma and Dennis are on about coming here, so we all meet here, so the lads can go out flying the drones, and us ladies can have a natter. Your forehead's now met the back of your head. Well, you see, thing is, Ian, on Chris's side of the family, it's hereditary because his dad's bald and his granddad were bald. So, it's only a matter of time at the moment. He's got the shiny bald patch on top. So, have you ever watched morning wake-up routines where the YouTuber wakes up with perfect hair and makeup, stretches out of bed saying, I look and feel terrible? Oh, Gordon Bennett. Nobody gets out of bed looking that immaculate. That's all I can say. I thought it was that wash and go. But yeah, I mean, sort of Bella sort of shown me when she came. She just took a normal picture of me, right? I took my glasses off. She just took a normal face pic. So now she said to me, she says, now, this is a trick in the beauty community. And afterwards, I looked immaculate. And she says a lot of the people in the beauty community, that's what they do. They Photoshop it, if you know what I mean. If you're wondering, RC Dude, just drones and cameras is Pixies, changed the name of his channel. So yeah, she showed me, she says, I'm just going to take a normal picture of you. She says, and then I'm going to go into one of her like editing things, and I come out looking like $1 million, even though I'd not got a lick of makeup or anything on. So yeah, and she says, I'll let you in on a secret. She says that's what a lot of the people, ladies in the beauty community do when they upload a picture. They touch it up and Photoshop it and whatever. So, but the only time I wear makeup or anything is if I'm going out to a do or something. So, right, I've got a question for everybody. You probably know what it is. Callum came home with a letter the other day, and obviously he leaves school in May. Now they're having a prom in June at a hotel, buffet, official photographers and everything. flowers, you name it. Now, how can I persuade Callum to go? Because he says he's not bothered. So we've said the normal. Oh, you know, you're leaving school. It's something that you know you can look back on in years to come. You know, hi, happy looks. How are you? You know, it's something. You know, you're never going to do it once. It's something that you can look back on in years to come. You're going to regret it if you don't go. But it's sort of saying, well, the thing is, he's not all that sociable, if you know what I mean. He don't go out and socialise very much. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's £25, but same as we've said, it's a one-off. It's never going to come again.
Then we get a new game for his Xbox.
Yeah. You know, it's yeah. It's a bit of a difficult one, that is, because it's, as I say, it's not well, I can't say it's not sociable, but he don't like social gatherings and things like that. Tell him he'll need condoms, lolly will go. We see, this is what Chris said to him as well. He says, well, you never know. He says you might meet a young lady while you're there, you know, and might get yourself a girlfriend and things like that. But he's sort of still saying, oh, I'm not really bothered. I don't, you know. Yeah, tumble dryer. So it's a bit of advice on really what to say to him to persuade him to go. But you see, I also said, well, when I were at school, Callum, we didn't have nothing like that. I left school on Friday and started work on Monday. That were it. We didn't have nothing. You know, we didn't have no proms or anything. So it's something that's worth celebrating, that it can look back on in years to come and say, well, same as I says to him, I says, we'll even go out and hire a tuxedo, you know, dicky bow and everything. You know, because it's a one-off. It's never going to happen again. You know, we said to him, well, we'll go out and hire a tuxedo, Callum, and you know, there's an official photographer going. He can have his, you know, his pitch tuck and his tuxedo and buttonhole, and you know, it's something that it can look back on in years to come. Let's say when he gets married or whatever, and oh, this were my prom. We just don't want him to miss it and then regret not going if he don't go. So, you know, it's I can put it. He's not. When I say he's not sociable, he's like a bit awkward in social gatherings, if you know what I mean. He don't know what to say or what to do, and I says just go, just you know, even if you just sit there all night, you don't have to get up and dance. Hiya, Alex, how are you? You know, you don't have to, you know, bit laugh and soul at party. Yeah, but you've got to think about it, Chris. Is with you. Nah, at the prom, it's going to be all on his lonesome. You know, well, not on his lonesome, because there's going to be probably thousands of kids there. You know what I mean? But you know, your sort of his safety blanket, let's say. But you know, telling me he's not officially left school if he don't go. But you see, it's, what did it say? From 7:30 till 11:30. So it's quite a late one. And they're having it at an hotel as well. They're not having it at school. That's what I've just been saying, Alex. I mean, when I was at school, I left school on Friday and started work on Monday. You know, in my days, there weren't no such things as prom. Well, this is it, Emma. You see, that's why we wanted to go. Same as we've said, it's a once in a lifetime occasion. We're willing to go out and hire him a tuxedo because he hasn't got a suit as such, because he's more of a jogging bottoms and t-shirt lad. You know what I mean? We're even willing to go out and hire him a tuxedo for night. But yeah, you know, I mean, when I was at school, we never had there were no such things as proms in them days.
They're only just copying from America, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's all they do.
But you know, it'd be nice for him to get dressed up and have like a social evening with people of his same age. But it's like persuading him to go. With being home educated, never had one. Someone is invited me to a home ed one a few years late, like, but should be. Well, that's it, Alex. You know what I mean? Well, that's another thing that I've said to him, Emma. I said it's only going to happen once. There's an official photographer and everything there. It can look back on it in years to come, you know, and say I got dressed up. It were when I left school. But if you don't go, will he regret not going? You know, it's that's why I asked for advice, really, because I don't know what to say to him to persuade him. Wax on, wax off. You know, it's persuading him. You know, he might change his mind. He might, you know. I think another thing as well is.
That might be just making me a cup of tea.
I think another thing is as well. He's a bit self-conscious, you know, because he's a big lad. I think he's a bit self-conscious about it, and I think that's one of the reasons behind not wanting to go. I don't know whether he gets ribbed about it at school. I don't know, but he's not the only one that's a big lad. I think he just needs his self-confidence boosting, and you know, and same as we've said, if he decides to go, we'll get him the tuxedo. We can take pictures before he goes. You know, it's what do you say? What you know? Yeah, that phone call that we're still waiting off.
Yeah.
I've already told them.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh.
The hospital. Yeah.
Oh, other one yesterday, car. Oh.
Oh. It's all right. I've been to bed since then. Yeah, we listened to art on the radio in the car, and they do this thing if you and last week who were it last week? It were a bloke last week anyway. They play like this week. It's Pink. If you hear one Pink song, you ring in. If they ring you back, it's 300 quid. Now, if you hear two on trot, it's 3,000. And then if you hear it 3 Pink songs on the trot, it's 30 grand. So we sat outside school yesterday waiting for Callum to come out, and I went to Chris, that's a Pink song. So I text, you've got to text it in, play, so then you get a reply back. So one after that were a Pink one as well. So I went to Chris, that's second Pink one. So he says, I'm entering as well. So we both sat there waiting and holding his phone, but they didn't ring us back. So we could have been 3 grand richer, but they didn't ring us back. Chris were already spending it before we'd even had a phone call back or anything. So yeah, so sat there waiting and waiting and waiting, and then this it come on, and it was somebody called Molly, and she was a student, studying for a master's or something, and she got tucked out at library because she answered the phone. So basically, we knew we hadn't won it when this Molly come on, and she won the 3 grand instead. So, same as Chris says, you've got to speculate to accumulate. Bless him, yeah, he needs to believe in himself and have a go. I think that's a lot of it, Emma. I think he's a bit self-conscious. But same as I said to Chris, I mean, when he's got tuxedo and everything on, you know, as well as having the lump on his neck, he's sort of had a flare up for acne as well. So I think that's a lot of it. But he's a teenage lad, so you know what I mean. It's a case of it's all part and parcel of being a teenager. You know, there's kids that have got acne worse than you have. It's not knowing what to say to him. You know, so we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. We've got till June anyway, so and they do this thing called what's that thing that you go on to pay for it? It's like a page, so you're not actually handing any cash over. It's called a thing called Sims Agora or something. Like you pay for like they're going out on day trips, and like when Callum was cooking at school, you go on this page, you pay his cookery stuff, and that's it. You know, there's no cash handed over and whatever. So it's just a case of going on there and paying for it. But I don't want to go and pay 25 quid and then not want to go. So it's a matter of, at the moment, persuading him to go. And we can say to him, well, 25 quid's a lot, Callum, if we're going to pay for it, and then you don't go. Just think of it that way. They got door open now.
Yeah.
So it's just a case really of sitting him down and saying, well, are you definitely not going? Are you going? And trying to persuade him to go. And at least you ain't got it as bad as what I did. I had it on Saturday.
Oh no.
Oh dear. My eyes were nearly shut, weren't they, on Saturday?
They were.
I got up and I couldn't hardly open my eyes. So yeah, so that's it at the moment. Just what So what is everybody up to over the weekend? As I say, tomorrow we're going and doing a bit of shopping because the match that they own tomorrow don't kick off till tea time. So we've got like all day to go and get the shopping done, get it all you know, packed away and everything. I did want to go to B&M. So apparently we're going to B&M first, and then we're going to go shopping. And oh, you're going to try and get some flying in. I don't. Are you going out with lads on Sunday?
As far as I know.
I nearly says Saturday then.
Yeah, don't know where though.
So yeah, Chris is on about. We'll probably be going out with the lads on Sunday.
Weather permitting.
Very early. I mean, like, because it was like a long Easter weekend. He went out Friday. Got up early Friday, about 4:30. We didn't. He didn't go Saturday because we'd got a planned. Hi, Kate. How are you?
Okay.
We'd got a trip to Cleethorpes planned, but then it went all pear-shaped because I got up in the morning and I couldn't hardly see out my eyes. My eyes were all puffed up, that ray fever. So basically, we had a chilled out day on Saturday. He were up again about 4:15 on Sunday, and then he were up at 3:45 on Monday. So he had like 3 out of the 4 days. He were up early in the morning to go out with the drones. So how are you, Kate? I hope you're okay-ish. Yeah, we not too bad. We're still waiting. I've rung hospital this morning about this biopsy Callum's supposed to be having, and because as you know, we went for the ultrasound, but didn't have a biopsy on it. So I had to get the GP to ring the hospital, and the hospital then rang me last Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. The GP rang back yesterday and said, "Have you heard anything yet?" I've been Mandarin now. Have you heard anything? I says, no. I says, the secretary rang me last Thursday, but since then I've not heard anything. So she says, well, get on phone to him in the morning. I rang on first thing this morning. She says she's going to chase the radiology department up, seeing when the next available appointment is. I'll ring you back, and we're still waiting. So that's, we're waiting for a phone call of that. But the secretary did say, hiya, Thomas, how are you? You've missed Carl. Carl's been in. So yeah, the secretary that I spoke to this morning did say, oh, that it's not urgent. It's not been marked as urgent. It's basically they just want him to come into outpatients. And I thought, oh, that's another unnecessary trip to hospital. He wants an ultrasound with a biopsy. That's what he needs. That's what he wants. What you know, what people, the doctors and the GPs and everything are wanting. Not an outpatient's appointment for the ear, nose and throat clinic. So she says, leave it with me. I'll ring radiology department up. I'll try and get something sorted, and I'll give you a ring back. And same as I say, what time did I ring? About 8:30 this morning, just as you were coming back. So nearly 3 hours ago, I rang them and still hadn't had a phone call back. And that's a bit ridiculous, Thomas. You'd think with the nature of your accident and whatever, and the injuries that you sustained during that accident, that it'd be a matter of urgency to get you in. But you see, more often than not, our doctors advise you to ring that same morning, because you can ring between 8:30 and 10 o'clock, but it's got to be before 10 o'clock. Our doctors work on a triage system. Here's the thing. you have to go through all rigmaroles telling receptionists the reason why you're ringing the doctors, but you can just say, "Oh, it's personal. I only want to discuss it with doctor." And you know, see you later, RC. Thank you for popping in anyway. Well, this is it, you see. So, same as I say, you know, you only have to say to them. I mean, we've learnt that, you know, it's personal. I only want to discuss it with doctor, and then they just say, okay, then I'll put you down on the list for a call back from doctor. But I will say one thing for the GP, our GPs, since Callum's had this problem with his neck, that's twice Callum's GP has phoned to see the progress on, you know, what's happening with Callum since she initially saw him. And I says to Chris, how many doctors do you know will ring you and say, you know, have you heard anything? You know, what's the progress so far? You know, it's very unusual for the GP. So this is the thing. Same as I said to Chris yesterday, it worries you if the doctors is worried and ringing you up to see progress and where you are and this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? It worries me thinking, well, if doctors is worried, should I be worried? Well, this is it, Kate. Same as I say, I find if you just say to them, it's personal, and the only person I will discuss it with is the GP. Our doctors, I mean, the receptionists, our doctors are fine with that. If you just say it's something personal, I will only discuss it with the GP. That, you know, I mean, I'm worried. You know, it is, Emma. I'm worried enough as it is. We are sort of doctor ringing up and saying, "Oh, it's Dr. Gilroy. What's the progress on? You know, have you heard anything from hospital? Blah blah blah." You know, if the doctor's worried, you know, it don't make me feel any better. So I'm worrying as it is. So, you know, but this is the thing. The doctor, the doctor wants it sorted out, wanting to know what it is, but they don't seem any urgency at the hospital, if you get my meaning. You know what I mean? But it's good to know that the GP, the doctor, has got our backs, has got Callum's best interests at heart, but the hospital have got the same report as what the doctors have had, but the hospital don't seem worried. Hence, when she said to me this morning, it's not marked as urgent. You know, to me, it's urgent. To the GP, it's urgent. But at the hospital, they don't seem no urgency for it. You know, and that's what's getting me. Them saying, well, basically, they'll probably just send him for a routine outpatient appointment at ear, nose, and throat clinic. I thought, well, that's not going to achieve anything. They're not going to tell us anything that we don't already know. It's this biopsy that we want. We want to know what's what instead of, you know, me having sleepless nights, worrying sick about what it is. And I mean, I've been feeling it this morning. And Callum says, "Oh, is it going down? Is it going down?" I says, "No, it's about saying." So he's had it nearly 2 months now. It don't show any signs of going on its own. So, you know, it's, you sit there thinking, well, what next? You know what I mean? yeah, it's not affecting him. He's eating well, he's drinking well, it's well in himself. But same as I explained to that secretary when I spoke to her last Thursday, 16.5-year-old lad shouldn't have an enlarged lymph node. Yeah, yeah, I agree with you there, Emma. I mean, you know, same as I've said time and time again, he's had it nearly 2 months. We don't seem to be getting anywhere fast. Now, if it's something, it might be something or nothing. But if it is something, they're allowing it to get worse rather than treating him straight away. I mean, I don't want to say the C word, but you never know. And this has been going on 2 months. Yeah, yeah. But you see, I mean, I've been telling Emma about the PALS. In people that don't know, it's patient and liaison service. Now, there's a PALS for the hospital. If you think you've been treated unfairly or unjustly by the hospital, but there's also one for a GP as well. So yeah. But it's same as I've often said. It's it's because I'm a mum. It's because mums worry. The fact that you know, how can I put it? And people ask me, is he well in himself? Is he eating all right? Is he drinking? Yeah, but that don't alter the fact that he's got this big lump on his neck and it shouldn't be there. And he's only 16. You know, the fact that he's eating fine and he feels fine in himself. But I have noticed as well recently that he's a lot more tired than what he normally is. You know what I mean? I don't know whether it's got anything to do with it being his lymph gland or node. I don't know. But I've noticed that he has been a lot tireder than normal, let's just say. So, but they don't see, like, 2:30 this morning. I go to bed, I nod off for about an hour, and then I'm wide awake. And it's the worry. I mean, like I was down here at about 2:30 this morning, and you just cannot switch your mind off. You know what I mean? It's we see that's when he had the ultrasound, Emma, when he'd gone down to the Hallamshire and he had that camera thing down his nose, the consultant that he saw said, well, I can't get him in any quicker than the 16th to have this ultrasound. She says, but I'm going to request, when he has this ultrasound, a biopsy. Now, when he went for the ultrasound, we goes into the room, and I said to the guy that were doing the ultrasound, he saw a doctor on the ear, nose, and throat ward, and she said she was going to request a biopsy. And obviously, he'd got this thing, and it says that all I've had is a request for an ultrasound. There's no mention of a biopsy. There's been no biopsy requested. So he says to me, well, what consultant did you see? And I says, I'll be buggered if I know it, I can remember what her name was. So he says, well, in that case, then he says, if I was you, I'd ring the doctors back up. Well, by the time we got back, it was gone 10 o'clock because we had to drop Callum off at school. And because it was gone 10 o'clock, I rang the doctors and she said, because it's gone 10 o'clock, I'm sorry, but you can't speak to the doctor in person. You'll have to ring up first thing in the morning. So the Wednesday morning, bang on 8:30, I rang the doctors and I said, I want to talk to doctor, about my son. So they do what they normally do and put you on a tree, So the doctor rang me back and I said he was supposed to have a biopsy. It didn't happen. He needs a biopsy. So basically, she rang the Hallamshire and she spoke to the ear, nose and throat department secretary. Now she's even gave me the name of the woman she spoke to. Now last Thursday, that woman rang me back and she says it's all in hand. Because you see, the GP had told me, because it's basically under the hospital, she couldn't request the biopsy. It had got to be requested by the hospital. So anyway, she rang the ear, nose and throat secretary up and I had a phone call from her last Thursday. It's all in hand, blah, blah, blah. Then the doctor rang me back again yesterday. What's happening? What's the progress so far? And I says, well, since I spoke to her last Thursday, I've not heard a thing. So she sort of said to me yesterday, if I were you, I'd ring them back in the morning. So that's what I've done. I've rung them back this morning. I spoke to the secretary. And she says she was going to chase it up. And that's what we're waiting, the phone call that we're waiting for. She was supposed to be chasing it up. And it was her that told me that it weren't classed, or it hadn't been marked as urgent, and it'd just be sent for a routine outpatient appointment at the ear, nose and throat department. So that's where we are at the moment. But she did say she was going to chase up the radiology department and ring me back. So that's where we are at the moment. Still waiting of a phone call from them. So in a nutshell, we've been given the runaround, and it's just more waiting. She did say she was going to ring me back, and we're still waiting 3 hours later. That's it, Emma. Same as I said. If they just, you see, what they don't take into consideration is he's doing his GCSEs. It's essential that he attends school. Now, if he's having to go for unnecessary appointments at the hospital, it's taking him away from his revision and from his GCSE stuff. That's what they don't seem to realise. If they're sending him just for a routine outpatient appointment at the ear, nose and throat department, it's an unnecessary appointment in my eyes, and it's taking him away from his studies and whatever for his GCSEs. So, hiya, Amber, how are you? You made it.
Hey, I was here.
So yeah, so that's where we are at the moment. We don't seem to be going anywhere fast. So yeah, it's got through to the GP and they told me to ring back at 1 p.m. Oh, that don't surprise me. Well, so I mean, I I had a word with the GP, and I says, well, look, he's had blood tests done. They come back clear. He's had the camera down his nose. That was all clear. What happens when he has this biopsy if that comes back all clear? And she says, well, nothing really. We just leave it and it should disappear by itself. And I says to her, well, thinking of it from like my point of view, he's had it 2 months nearly already, and it don't seem, it don't seem to be going down anytime soon. In this some, like I don't know, tablets or something, or rather than sort of just leaving it and expecting it to go. I mean, it's like me with me hand all swelling up. Look, it's still saying, and it's getting worse. They referred me to physiotherapist, sent me some X-rays, and said, "Oh yeah, you've got arthritis in the base of your thumb." That don't sort of give me a reason why my hand. That's the difference in my hands. Look. That don't give me a reason why it's all swollen up, and I've got arthritis all over my body, but why is my hand swelling up like that? They didn't think there'd be a reason for it. Sent you for an X-ray. You've been to physio. You've got arthritis at the base of your thumb. That's it. See you. Goodbye. Yeah, I'm okay. It's we're having a bit of a worry with Callum. He's got this lump on the side of his neck. They don't seem to know. Well, they said it's his lymph glands, but it's about 3 centimetres. Now, he's had blood tests. They've come back all right. He's had the camera down his nose. That's all right. And what I was talking about, we're waiting. He needs a biopsy doing on it. So, but it's a lot of toing and froing at the moment. We went for an ultrasound on it. It measures 3 centimetres. It's an enlarged lymph gland. And he was supposed to have a biopsy that day when he had the ultrasound. But the sonographer said, oh, well, I hadn't had one requested. So we just did him an ultrasound.
How is that now?
Oh,
it's gone.
It's all right. Took us back with Chris having a bit of love. So, yeah, so that's where we are at the moment. Still no further forward than we were 6 weeks ago, really. Well, you see, this is it, Amber. I mean, like, same as we said, Callum is only 16. And he shouldn't have an enlarged lymph gland. It's about 3 centimetres in size. Well, it's the worry as a mother that you don't exactly know what it is. Well, we do know what it is, but what's causing it? Yeah, Chris is fine.
I'm all
Uh, well, that's it. You see, it's the consultant that we saw on the ear, nose, and throat ward saying she was going to request a biopsy, but didn't. So now then I've had to go through my doctors, and because he's officially under the hospital now, she can't request it because he's officially under the hospital. So it's like a stalemate. Doctor can't request it, and the hospital haven't requested it. So it's like I've had to phone GP, for the GP to phone the hospital to get them to get the finger out. So it's I mean, it's like 2 weeks on Tuesday since he had the ultrasound. So that's 2 weeks of extra worry that I've had to go through, and still no further forward than we were before. So, in fact, I'm going to Google it.
Amber's going.
Okay then, Amber. Thank you for coming in, and I do appreciate you coming in. See, there's one here. It says negligence solicitor. That's medical claim line. Oh, it says patient services. The patient service team has replaced the patient advice and liaison office service. Right. I've got it now. Well, that's it. I've got it now. Look, there's the patient service team has replaced the patient advice and liaison service and provides a point of contact for patients who have concern but either don't know which member of staff or department to raise it with, or feel that they need to speak to someone outside of the department or ward to which their concern relates. The PST are knowledgeable and experienced in handling patients' concerns and have overall responsibility for ensuring responses to complaints are coordinated effectively. The main responsibility of the PST is to provide a high-quality initial response to complaints and to pass concerns and complaints to directorates and departments for investigation and resolution. Where possible, the PST will deal with questions, complaints, and straightforward, low-risk concerns there and then in order to provide a speedy service. Patient service team can be contacted Monday to Friday, 8 till 5. And there's a phone number. So I'm going to add that to my own screen. And then as soon as I'm going to give them a ring. And yeah, so I've just looked it up, Kate, and that's the patient service, wherever it is that's replaced the PALS. I'll just say, it's a lot of to-ing and fro-ing. So as soon as I've put the phone down, as soon as I've finished the live stream, I'll give them a ring, and I shall just say it's been a lot of to-ing and fro-ing. But when you think about it, it's 2 weeks since he's had his ultrasound and still nothing's been done. So, yeah, so that's what I'll do when I put the phone down. I'm saying it again. When I've shut the live stream down, I'll give them a ring, and it's not so much a complaint. I mean, well, it is a complaint, but it's yeah, a concern. I are WrestleMania. So it's same as I say, it's the not knowing. Are they going to do this biopsy? Are they going to just send him for a routine appointment? We've been waiting ages for this, and we're still no further forward than we were like 4 weeks ago. Oh, you've given up doctors, have you? I mean, if can't you go back to A&E or something like that, Thomas? Same as I say, I've just been looking up the patient and liaison service. Well, it ain't that anymore. It's patient services. Ringing up, talking to them about the fact that we're having all this palaver trying to get Callum a biopsy done. I feel that they're giving us the runaround. So it's just a bit of advice really that we need. So Yeah, you see, same as I say, it's actually 2 weeks on Tuesday since he had the ultrasound, and we're no further forward than we were then. You know, but I've had to go through all palaver. I've had to ring doctors up. She's had to ring the hospital. She's spoken to the ear, nose, and things secretary. I mean, instead of actually, I mean, the secretary's just dictating whatever. You know what I mean? They're not a medical professional, so you know it's a lot of responsibility. Having spoke to that secretary, me expecting the secretary to sort it out. You know, it's 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 the ear, nose, and throat department. It's the consultants. It's they should be the ones getting the finger at, not the secretary, having been left to organise everything. You know, when all's said and done, the lady that I spoke to this morning was just a secretary. She weren't a consultant. She weren't a nurse. She weren't, you know, a sonographer or anything. She was just a secretary. So it just seemed to be getting nowhere fast. So, well, what I'm going to do, guys, I am going to shut it down. I'm going to visit the little girls' room, and then as soon as I get back, I'm going to give them a call and see if we can sort something out as regards getting him in quicker. Because when all's said and done, the doctors see the urgency in it. I see the urgency in it, but the hospital don't. So I will be back on Monday, hopefully. Touch wood. And I'll let you all know how I got on Monday. And that I've got on Messenger, I'll drop you a quick message on Messenger and let you know what they've said. So I'll see you all on Monday, hopefully, and I'll let you know how I get on. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay then, see you later. Bye.